Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com. Yesterday I made a video about the record heat of 1895 and 1896, and today's video is about the record heat and fires of 1898. On this date in 1898, Wisconsin and Colorado were being ravaged by fire. 500 million board feet of lumber had already been destroyed in Wisconsin. And the Arizona Republic reported that the fires in Colorado threatened to devastate the greater part of the forests of the state. The Los Angeles Times reported that Colorado had gone up in smoke. The Fort Collins, Colorado newspaper reported that the forest fires were in all parts of the state. The Leadville, Colorado newspaper reported that the forest fires were of unparalleled range and damage, and many towns were threatened with destruction. The New York Times reported on September 30th, 1898, the fires were reported to cover most of the northwest part of the state and people were fleeing for their lives, and said the fires extended all the way south to Colorado Springs. They also reported on the death and destruction from the forest fires in Wisconsin. A few weeks earlier, the Boston Globe reported on large forest fires in Massachusetts and said they were the most destructive fires for years. And during August 1898, the New York Times reported on great fires in Europe and in Russia. Earlier in 1898, on February 16th and 17th, was one of the most explosive fires in world history. About 3 million acres burned in South Carolina in a 24-hour period. That's more burn acreage than California has seen this entire year. Hundreds of miles of forest was destroyed in just a few hours. The massive forest fires in South Carolina and Colorado during 1898 were much larger than anything we've experienced recently. The only fire during the 20th century which was comparable to the 1898 fires in South Carolina was the 1910 fire in Idaho and Montana. And let's finish this up with the record high temperature in Oregon of 119 degrees, which had occurred twice during the summer of 1898. The press was claiming this year that the heat wave in the Pacific Northwest was the hottest ever, but in Oregon it didn't get as hot as 1898. Climate alarmism depends on an ignorance of history, and Toto is doing everything he can to clear that situation up. You can visit him, Kyrie, and Caesar on the web at realclimatescience.com.